again. Welcome to the last of our series. And actually, today I have the most curious case to tell you about. It's probably, well, it's a new case, and it's probably the first one in 1999 that we're really going to look into with any consistency, because we have many cases that come and go, and some fade out, some more important. This is a particularly important case where a young lady and her husband have been experiencing everything from, well, apparitions to poltergeist effects. Sounds heard, objects moved in the house, but in a moment or two, I'm going to let her tell you about it in her own words. Suffice to say that you'll see a few objects that have been twisted up, and, well, the poltergeist that they seem to have, to my mind, seems to fancy going into competition with Uri Geller. Well, I'm going to hand you over to Jenny, and she's going to sort of tell you a few things that happened. Jenny, when did all this sort of really start? Can you remember?
A long time ago, really, but we just sort of put it to the back of our minds. And then when things really started happening, evidence, like the twisted knives and forks, then we thought something's got to be done about it.
That is really twisted up, isn't it?
It is.
What I find particularly interesting about these, it's so hard, you'd have trouble to believe that. What else has happened?
As you said, objects moving, bangings, tappings, everything, even to it ringing me up on my mobile phone.
What happened with your mobile phone?
I was leaving for work. Little girl in the back of the car, my husband was with me, and there was nobody else in the house. My two sons were at school, and we were late for work, and the phone rang in the car on the way round, and I went to answer it and it went dead, and I pressed the button to see what the last call was, and it said from home. Well, there was no possible way it could have been from home because there was nobody in.
Right.
And when we went home, we pressed redial and it rang the mobile phone. So, and I know full well the last number that I dialed was certainly not to the mobile phone, and the phone had been moved from the side where it usually is to the chair.
Well, I mean, that is pretty baffling for a start. Now, these things are really happening to Jenny, and she's not a person who wants any publicity of any sort, which we respect, but she's interested in letting us know about it so people know that these things happen, and if it happens to you, you're not the only one. But that's not all that's happened to Jenny, is it?
No, unfortunately. When yourself came round and your son came round to my house,
right,
and we were talking about it after you left, the last words you said to me was, a ghost could be anything, a man, a dog, or a dinosaur. And
half humorous.
And next to my television was a Barney the dinosaur. And when we came out the room, we went back in again, and Barney the dinosaur was sat in the middle of the floor waiting for us, and yet he'd been sat next to the television all the time we'd been there. Nobody else had been in the room.
What, can you tell me about the clock, the alarm clock? Tell us about that.
The alarm clock switches itself off.
So your husband
so
has
my husband
trouble?
Doesn't get up for work. The intercom is that's in my little girl's bedroom is permanently banging, and when she's fast asleep, there's footsteps upstairs when all the children are in bed. There's nobody got out of bed, nobody moved. Just various objects moving and banging.
So you've had a huge variety of effects. It's wasted tea, you tell me.
Oh yes, it's ripped
that must be annoying.
Yes.
You remain very cheerful, which is brilliant. Actually, what about your curtains? You did something there, didn't it?
It unhooked all my curtains, yes, for me. It was very nice of it.
Right.
When I asked my husband to do it, he went out, he forgot, we got sidetracked. And when I came back in, they're laying in the bay, and they are big curtains. And they were laying in the bay waiting for me to sew them up.
Well, we've got a lot of research to do at your place, clearly, and we're going to look into this scientifically and thoroughly. Well, a vicar had a poltergeist once, that used to set his breakfast table for him, so maybe yours will sort of advance to that sort of thing. We don't know. But in all seriousness, we'll look further into it, and I must say it was kind of you to come along and talk to us for the programme that we're doing, because it's interesting to hear it from the horse's mouth, if you see what I mean. Thanks very much indeed. Well, I hope you enjoyed the series. This is the end of the series now. And hopefully we'll be joining you again sometime in the near future, and we might have some of the results then of our investigations of Jenny's and some of the other cases that we have mentioned during the series. Anyway, hope to see you soon. Cheerio for now.